I've known Doug Cameron for a number of years, and about 2 years ago he sent me a CD called Spontaneous Christmas. I listened to it a number of times and I thought it was really one of the best holiday CDs I had heard, and there are hundreds of holiday recordings out there. So I asked Doug, I called him and said, what do you think about doing the live version of Spontaneous Christmas? And he loved the idea. We gave the world premiere of this concert and the audience absolutely loved it. I would have to say it was one of our most successful holiday concerts ever. As a music director, I know that conductors and executive directors and artistic administrators are always looking for holiday concerts. They're always looking for something different. And I've seen over the years more and more guest artists putting together holiday programs. And I'd have to say this is certainly one of the best programs out there. And I do Pop's holiday concerts just about every year and have been for years. A unique feature with this concert is Fantasy on Carol of the Bells. A young composer named Ben Christensen composed what's basically a complete 3-movement violin concerto based on Carol of the Bells, and it is a fantastic 18-minute piece that's part of the program, and it's a wonderful opportunity to feature the orchestra and Doug as more of a concerto soloist in a way that's very unique. The music's very reminiscent of a motion picture film score. It's very colorful, and it's a chance to experience Christmas music in a fun way, but in a much more serious way that features the orchestra, that kind of reminds us that this is an orchestra concert, and it's a really neat feature to the program. And it makes the concert unique, and it adds to the diversity of the program. Doug's son, Alex, sang 2 pieces at the time of the performance. He was 8 years old, and it was great to have a boy vocal soloist work with us. The audience absolutely loved it. We had numerous standing ovations within the concert. A few times the audience just stood up during or at the end of a piece, and there were frequent bursts of applause throughout the program within pieces of music. We had a chance to work with the local Suzuki studio in Fort Smith. That was a huge hit. It's a concert that's very different, that features a lot of different elements, but the orchestra is always first. And I think for symphonic concerts, that's very important. And frequently, Pop's concerts tend to or can put the orchestra a little bit in the background. And of course focus on the guest artist, but there needs to be the focus, but still have the orchestra very involved. There are places in the concert where members of our jazz combo were featured. In many cases, the arrangements have the orchestra front and center. In some cases, the orchestra even sang a little bit. The actual music for the concert, the actual parts, the actual arranging is all terrific. Most of it was done by Doug himself. He is a wonderful arranger. He always has the orchestra and the orchestra's best artistic interest in mind, so the orchestra feels like they're engaged throughout the program. They're terrific arrangements. Some of the pieces, like The Little Drummer Boy and Hark the Herald Angels Sing, these arrangements are about the best I've heard. They're just great. And to feature a soloist, in this case a contemporary or jazz violinist, is really terrific. The pieces work well, the parts are well organized, they're ready to play. And we ended the program with Orange Blossom Christmas, which was a great closer. It was a fantastic evening of music. Again, the audience loved it. There were a number of times during the program where the audience just spontaneously started applauding. A number of standing ovations after pieces within the concert. Having done various holiday programs over the years, I'm also very familiar with the costs involved, and this was certainly one of the more reasonably priced evenings. And I would say from a value standpoint, it was hugely successful and hugely worth considering. Doug has spent his whole career as not only a performer, instrumentalist, but really a great entertainer. And I think there's a lot of different aspects that make this an ideal program for any symphony orchestra. And I certainly hope all orchestras will consider it.